Shalom everyone, Parashat Ki Tisa, Tafshin Peivav. Who called Bnei Yisrael a stiff-necked people? Who? Hashem. Where did Hashem say this? Right here in Parashat Ki Tisa, and not once, 4 times. The first time is in chapter 32, Perek Lamed Bet, while Moshe is receiving the Luchot on Har Sinai. Hashem tells Moshe that the Bnei Yisrael have made the golden calf. I brought them the Eser Makot. I split the sea. I brought them to Har Sinai. And immediately they make a calf. It is a stiff-necked people. The second time appears in the next chapter, Perek Lamed Gimel. Hashem tells Moshe, you are entering into a struggle over Eretz Yisrael, and I will send an angel with you. Sounds good? The truth is that Hashem is saying, I will not be there directly with you. I will send an emissary. I will send an angel. I will not go up in your midst because you are a stiff-necked people. If my presence is close, the midat hadin, the attribute of strict justice, may strike you when you behave like a stiff-necked people. So I will send some emissary, some representative, but I myself will not be with you in close presence when you enter into Eretz Yisrael. The people hear this and they mourn, but Hashem stands firm. Once again in our parasha in Perek Lamed Daled, and we will return to that soon, once again we will hear the term Am Kshei Oref, a stiff-necked people. And not only here in Ki Tisa, in Sefer Dvarim, Moshe says this in very harsh terms. Am Yisrael proves to be a stiff-necked people again and again, in the sin of the golden calf, in Tav'era, in Masa, in Kivrot HaTa'ava, in Chet HaMeraglim, the sin of the spies. In Dvarim Perek Lamed Aleph, towards the end of the Torah, before Moshe departs from Am Yisrael, Moshe warns them about the future. Do not stiffen your neck any longer, he says to them. Overcome this trait already. Otherwise you will keep getting into trouble, falling, being punished, and suffering. And later in the Tanakh, this trait is mentioned again and again, more than another 10 times, and not positively. The truth is, it doesn't make us look very good. But there is another side. Now let us return to what we skipped before, the 4th time that Am Kshei Oref is mentioned in Parashat Ki Tisa, after chapter 33, Perek Lamed Gimel, where Hashem says, I'm not coming directly in closeness with you into Eretz Yisrael because you are a stiff-necked people. In Perek Lamed Daled, Hashem reveals to Moshe the Yud Gimel Midot, the 13 attributes of mercy. I will be abundant in kindness and so on. And Moshe says to Hashem, we ask, let the Lord go in our midst. Why? Because we are a stiff-necked people. I don't understand. What was before in Perek Lamed Gimel a reason why Hashem will not go with them in closeness into Eretz Yisrael. Now Moshe is using the same reasoning to say, please do come with us in closeness into Eretz Yisrael. This question was asked by Rav Kloni Muskalman Shapira, the Piaseczner Rebbe, in his book Esh Kodesh in 1941 in Parashat Noach. In Parashat Noach, there is a contrast between Noach and Avraham, who will be the first father of this nation, which is a stiff-necked people. The Rebbe answers that stiff-neckedness has 2 sides. He writes, the quality of stiff-neckedness is one of the very, very best virtues. For one who is not stiff-necked is fickle and easily swayed. Now this way, now that way. You cannot finalize anything with him. You cannot rely on him. But one who is stiff-necked is a straight person. Once he decides something, you can be sure he will do it. And the stiffer his neck, the more he will withstand a trial, an isayon, if it comes his way. But when the trait of Am Kshei Oref is used for sin, it is very difficult indeed. Moshe says to Hashem, we will work on this matter of being stiff-necked in a positive way, and you, Hashem, please help us as well. And then this trait will be for good and not for sin, and we will be worthy and fitting for Hashem's close presence to be amongst us. It is important to remember who the Piaseczner Rebbe is and what does the year 1941 mean. He was with the Jews in Warsaw during the Holocaust. By Parashat Noach of 1941, it had already been more than a year under Nazi rule, and the Jews were being sealed inside the Warsaw ghetto. There in the ghetto, he delivered these teachings. There he said to the Jews, now is the time to use positively our trait of being a stiff-necked people. It's astonishing that he was able under those conditions to say such a thing. And if he in the Warsaw Ghetto could say it, then certainly we in our struggles against our cruel enemies in Medinat Yisrael, we can say now is the time to use positively our trait of being a stiff-necked people. In a struggle that demands determination, steadfastness in the face of cruel enemies. But let us not be confused. We must use this trait for good, not for sin. Chas v'shalom. Not in arguments with our brothers and sisters within Am Yisrael, and not towards Hashem. Let us use this quality of being a stiff-necked people not for sin, only for good. Shabbat Shalom.